Hi guys, Royal Cameraman here, and on your screens, we have an analysis of the Doom Guardian and its potential upgrade, without clickbait or unnecessary fluff. Let's start with its features that raise questions. The first one, directly linked to the capture of Titan TV Man, is the use of its television to watch cameramen broadcasts in order to locate and destroy both their base and their allies. What's wrong with this theory? Well, Titan's televisions were completely destroyed, so there's nothing left to use. Can the Astros restore them? In theory, yes, since we've seen the UFO using some kind of communicator, and judging by the light emanating from it, there's a screen transmitting images. But if the Astros possess this technology, which, at their level of technological development, is not complicated, then why would they need Titan to use it? The fact is, during combat conditions, all data, including broadcasts, is secured, and any unauthorized access could trigger updates to encryption, access keys, transmission frequencies, and so on. Since the captured Titan will not receive these updates, he will lose access to the broadcasts. Thus, even if the Astros had an intact Titan TV, they would not be able to use it against the Alliance. The second feature concerns Titan's memories, specifically the ability to access them. If that were possible, the Astros would have immediately teleported to the Alliance bases with the mothership and destroyed them. Why didn't they do that? As suggested by the Titan's new name, he received a new personality along with Astro Energy, which means access to his previous identity was lost. But what happened to it? Will Titan regain his memories after being freed? To answer this, let's recall the infection of Titan Speaker Man. His core energy also changed from red to yellow, but after the parasite was destroyed, he regained his original energy, control over his body and his memories. Judging by his rage, he remembered everything he did while infected. It is likely that his unfortunate comrade will suffer the same fate. The third feature, can the Titan even be freed from enemy control? As we have already seen in the case of Titan Speaker Man, the answer is yes. This is further confirmed by a structural feature of the parasite core, specifically its grasping limbs. What purpose do these attachments and the parasite core itself serve after infection if the energy shift were irreversible? None. Therefore, since the parasite core remains and is firmly attached to Titan's body, removing it should free him. Speaking of energy, you are probably wondering how it can change from one type to another. We have already seen Titan TV Man transfer his energy to cameramen and speaker men without any alterations, as well as the presence of yellow energy in the core of the infected speaker man. The reason is that the Alliance, the Skibidians, and the Astros all use the same energy. The only difference is in its characteristics. A useful analogy is light, which produces a vast spectrum of different colors. Thus, the parasite core merely altered the properties of Titan's purple energy, turning it orange. This is why the parasite is directly connected to Titan's energy source, the core. It is also why it is so securely attached. If removed, the generated purple energy will stop being converted into orange. Even though the Astros won't be able to extract anything useful from the Titan's television, another technology does interest them: the teleport. Unlike the hyperdrive, it allows not only self-transportation, but also the movement of other objects. It can be used in battle to extend attack range, repel enemies, and launch unexpected flanking attacks. But that's not all. With the Astros studying teleportation, it could also be used against the TV men. Previously, they had to make tremendous efforts just to keep the portal open using a UFO. But now, they might be able to determine where the portal leads without needing infiltrators with trackers, including straight into Alliance bases. They could easily hold the portal open, preventing enemy evacuation from the battlefield, and simply use it for its intended purpose. The teleport could serve as both a backup in case the hyperdrive is disabled and an effective means of transportation, such as for interceptors based on the carrier. Thanks to the portals, these interceptors could strike from any distance, regardless of their proximity to the carrier, and retreat quickly in critical situations. Now, let's discuss a possible upgrade to the Titan of the TV Man, or rather, the Doom Guardian, starting with the most important aspect: televisions. Will they be effective without upgrades? No, and here's why. TV men and speaker men are immune to radiation due to their lack of conventional vision, while cameramen and skibidis are equipped with protective lenses and goggles, respectively. However, astro technology and abilities are so advanced that even their eyes have X-ray vision, allowing them to see through obstacles. It is likely that the astros could modify the Guardian's television so that its radiation passes through protective lenses and goggles. This is entirely possible, considering that an operator wearing a lens can still see their surroundings. This suggests that the lens only blocks a small spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, which light itself belongs to. The only question is whether the Guardian can use all available types of radiation: white, red, violet, and orange. Judging by astro tactics, which include capturing and controlling enemies to minimize their own losses and demoralize the opposition by forcing them to fight their own allies, the Guardian would likely favor violet radiation. While it has a temporary effect, it would provide enough time to equip the target with a collar that ensures permanent control. The waist-mounted television is meant for the Guardian's vision in case it detaches from the body for attacks, or if the other televisions are disabled. Meanwhile, the head-mounted and shoulder-mounted televisions could be equipped with new astro energy weapons, which are more effective than previous models. Moving on to the parasite core. Like other astro cores, it is capable of 2 attacks. The first is likely a controlled energy sphere, similar to the one used by G. It is possible that by converting violet energy into orange, an intermediate power level between the skibidis' yellow and the higher astro's red, the energy sphere's strength could increase. The same applies to the second attack, the energy beam. Even with violet energy, it was already powerful, and now it may become unstoppable, even against energy shields. Additionally, the core can generate an energy shield at any point around the Guardian, as seen with G and the Duchess. This shield activates automatically, protecting the fighter from surprise attacks from behind. It would also eliminate the need to repair the Guardian's rather fragile televisions after every battle. Furthermore, the core likely retains the ability to absorb energy, such as lasers. Next on the list is the wrist-mounted energy sword. It too should receive a power boost thanks to the orange energy. We've already seen one of its hidden abilities, the release of an energy charge, which the Titan used to shoot down incoming missiles. With an increased energy charge accumulated by the sword, it could even temporarily paralyze the Speakerman Titan and disable Alliance agents over a vast area with a powerful discharge. What effect this ability would have on the skibidis remains unknown. Most likely, it would work like an electric shock, temporarily paralyzing their bodies as well. Astro is also aware of the Titan's slow sword swings. We have already seen how the cameramen solved a similar problem with their Titan's weapon, the hammer, which had a rocket booster mounted on its back. And what is Astro unmatched in? Speed, of course. They could equip the Guardian's arm or sword with a separate hyperdrive, making his already deadly strikes so fast that not even the Speakerman Titan could match them. We have also seen another way the sword can be used, throwing it with the claw, which has now been added to the Guardian's arsenal. The back-mounted claws have been replaced by pincers and moved to the hands. A similar setup is used, for example, by the Juggernaut's son. The difference lies in their placement. His are located on his forearms, but since the Guardian already has a sword there, it would make sense to position them between the fingers. To maintain joint mobility, they would have to be shortened. However, the length of an outstretched arm is roughly equal to that of the extended back-mounted claws, so they would not lose range. They could also be modified by adding an energy charge similar to the sword, further increasing their striking power. Overall, the claws serve as secondary melee weapons designed for large-scale opponents, such as G. With the arrival of the sword, they have lost some of their relevance, but in the event of its loss or damage, they could serve as a replacement. On the right arm is the Juggernaut's wrist-mounted energy weapon. Both he and the Titan have already demonstrated its power. A direct hit, much like the energy sword, instantly neutralizes an energy shield, while the shockwave from an indirect hit causes massive damage, comparable to the explosion of a miniature nuclear charge capable of knocking down even a full-sized Titan, let alone Alliance agents and skibidis. When combined with a pocket portal, this weapon's main drawback, its low projectile speed, could be eliminated, as the shot could instantly enter and exit the portal directly directly at its target, bypassing any energy shield placed in front. In their passive state, meaning without energy usage, they can be used for grabbing and restraining targets, even small ones. Most likely, the pincers are equipped with a gravity device similar to the one that allows Astro to levitate. In its active state, the claw can intercept both energy and physical projectiles from the enemy, counterattacking with them. However, this also makes the claw vulnerable to green or purple energy, through which the opponent can gain access to the entire limb, as the claw's energy system is linked to it. Theoretically, the energy can be converted into safe-to-use orange energy, thereby eliminating the possibility of hacking. But even if this is not feasible, a dangerous projectile can always be deflected using the same claw or blocked with an energy shield. The power of the claw's attacks directly depends on the energy system of its wielder. Thus, in the hands of a powerful guardian, all attacks will also be powerful. But what kind of attacks? These may include uncontrolled energy spheres and energy beams. The claw is also equipped with additional weaponry. The first is a tentacle fitted with an energy grip. With it, an enemy can be stripped of their energy shield or even entirely drained of energy if connected to a power source, such as a core. The tentacle can also be used for other purposes, grabbing and restraining a target, as well as utilizing secondary weaponry. The second hidden weapon is a simple knife. Despite its simplicity, its length and the number of claws allow it to be effectively used for delivering critical strikes, as such a barrage of simultaneous attacks is nearly impossible to block. Behind the Guardian is a hyper engine, enabling hyper jumps and levitation. Both of these abilities can be effectively utilized in battle. The hyper jump compensates for the Guardian's overall sluggishness, allowing for quick evasions from enemy attacks and swift counterattacks. Levitation turns the Guardian into a fully capable airborne combat unit, able to bypass any ground obstacles without the need for teleportation, take advantageous positions, strike ground targets from a safe distance with ranged weaponry, and effectively engage other aerial threats. But that's not all. If you enjoyed this, give the video a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next ones, and share your thoughts in the comments. This has been Royal Cameraman. Until next time.